Everyone thinks shutdown time is, week 16, week 17 here. And as a matter of fact, because of shutdown time, fantasy playoffs always end by week 16 because no one wants to play those week 17 games. But even week 16, there are shutdowns that happen. And I would argue that there's nothing unusual about shutdown time. NFL teams, GMs, coaches, agents, players, medical staff are always taking things into consideration. We always look at a bye week. What can we do? Or what are the divisional opponents? When do we need this guy back versus this guy back? Do we want to push this guy or do we want to save this guy? We've got the interdivision game that we have to win next week. This week, it's a interconference game, so it's not as important to the tiebreaker schedule. You do that all the time. And then you look at, is he a young guy? Is he an old guy? Are we pushing him through the year? Are we letting him rest? That happens during practice, during the week, who gets vet rest. But at the end of the year, you have a new factor, right? The new factor is you're no longer in the playoffs. That changes things. You start looking ahead to next year. And depending on if you have continuity of your head coach and GM, different things happen at shutdown time. Let's go through a couple of examples here. Michael Thomas got shut down. To me, it makes total sense. If you're the New Orleans Saints and you know Michael Thomas is not 100% from his high ankle, do you want him to continue to go on at 90%, trying to get the first round bye? Remember, only one team gets it, and right now it's Green Bay. Rely on Green Bay to lose and rely on the Saints to win all the games, especially as they're playing the Chiefs, etc. And then whether you make it or not with the first round bye, you end up playing with a 90% Michael Thomas. Are you better off shutting him down for 3 weeks? And one of the big advantages now is with the COVID system is 3-week IR. So they shut him down with 3 weeks to go. He will be ready for round 1 of the playoffs period, and he'll probably be 100%. Very strategic shutdown for him. Let's look at others. Matt Stafford with his painful ribs, especially Frank Ragnow with the laryngeal fracture. I think Frank Ragnow gets shut down now because you don't want to risk that. They're officially out of the playoffs. We'll talk in the next segment about the San Francisco 49ers. They're officially out, and why the line may move against the Arizona Cardinals, because a lot of those injury decisions, whether Kittle comes back or not, might be related to, well, we're not really in it. If there's a 1% chance of further problems with George Kittle or refracture, why do we want to take that chance? Let's just let him heal up the rest of the season. So shutdown time is real. It's a very complicated decision process between the team, the different elements in the team, the player's agent, and then medical, the doctor, the athletic trainers, the therapist, etc. So shutdown time is here, and it's a complicated decision-making process, unique to each team. And it also depends on management and the owner as well. I call it customizing care. One of the things I used to always say is people would ask me, how do you treat your professional athletes different than your weekend warriors or high school athletes? I say I treat them the same. And everyone says, oh, that's BS, you can't do that. I said, I do. It's all about customizing care. I treat a shoulder injury different on Phillip Rivers than LaDainian Tomlinson. A knee injury different on Phillip Rivers than LaDainian Tomlinson. You think you let LaDainian Tomlinson play with an ACL tear? We did for Phillip Rivers. That's not happening for LaDainian Tomlinson, even if it is the playoffs.